Welcome back everyone to my Master of Orion Let's Play playing as a Psilon on extreme difficulty. At the end of the last video I took the homeworld of the Sacra, Sla, and we're actually now coming to the conclusion of this long war against the Sacra, and it's really time that I think about declaring war on someone else, perhaps even more than one opponent actually. So in between videos, since the last time I recorded, I've had a bit of time to think about who exactly I should be going after. One surprise that I wasn't expecting when I come into the screen to check it out as well is that the Nolems have gone back ahead when it comes to Conquest victory. If we have a look in the army line graph, we can see that they've had massive jump out recently, so that's a bit of a worry coming up. But if we have a look at the weaker races, AIs within the game, the Illyrians are down here at the bottom and the Mercian are much ahead. So I think it's probably best to pick on one of those, perhaps even both of those next, and they, if things go to plan, are going to be my next target. Now in between videos I updated my build list, so if we jump in here we can see what I'm currently building, and this list is getting ever larger and larger as I've mentioned before. I've actually bought a couple of things. So first of all, I bought an alien management center on Sla. So this is definitely going to be very helpful with the large population here. If you only have a few population, these really aren't worthwhile, but in effect that's going to be about 48 turns less, I think it is, to assimilate all of the population. Said that the striking population never get assimilated, but some of these won't be striking once I've got certain morale increasing buildings in. Once it gets to the point where there's only strike keys left, then it's probably worthwhile to get rid of the alien management center because of the extra maintenance. Not only did I buy that in between the videos though, I also bought a new battleship. So this battleship is probably going to be very handy down here. The Illyrians have a lot of colonies which they've recently colonized, which aren't too good at all. So I think a battleship and the odd amount of transport should be able to take a lot of stuff down here, potentially. Spy-wise, I also have a couple within the Illyrian Empire which may or may not work in the time that I'm able to take these planets. I was thinking about exiting the spy from the Sacra Empire, but what I've actually decided to do is infiltrate a colony, Hamas 2, which is this very hard to take planet. I may potentially peace out with the Sacra and just leave them with one planet. That is one of the scenarios that could happen, rather than take on a huge fleet that has a huge amount of planetary defenses as well, but not definitely. We'll see coming up. So with that battleship, I think, I've also in the list on Goid 2 stuck in 5 transports, which I'll probably buy here as well. The battleships are actually cheaper than I expected to buy. It's only 2,300 odd credits. At one point it was 3,000, but I got another discount off the 25% production bonus. Right, I'm ready to end the turn anyway, so let's do that. It's possible that, well, someone might declare war on me. That would definitely change my plans, but I think I'm going to go for the Illyrians and maybe the Mercians at the same time. Probably then the humans, loop around to then take out the Darlock and take out that colony that they've got down there. Then finally the Nolems will be the endgame boss, I suppose. And they'll be in the last target. Right, if everything goes to plan. The threatening fleet is down here, so they can't really make their mind up. They should be coming down here towards Farmers as quickly as possible, really, while I'm over here, arguably. Right, let's do the automated movement for this turn. And I've got some updating to do, so I'm going to take a minute out to update my build list. Okay, so here is the completed build this turn. Next turn I actually get in a battleship on Yarn 5, which has been making for probably 9 or so turns. The item that I've bought this turn is a number of transports on Goi 2, 5 of them, only cost 816. That's the cheapest place to make them because it's got geosynchronous, space elevator and the auto shipyard. In fact, I think I probably need to make the geosynchronous in certain strategic locations. Actually, this one would be a pretty good place since it has a orbital and also the space elevator. So I'm going to stick one there actually in front of that. I probably wouldn't mind one down here as well. I'm making a geosynchronous there and I've got to make the orbital and the space elevator. If I'm going to go to war with the Martians, that's a great place. I can buy a load of transports from there later on. I've got bits of movement left then this turn, so let's get to that. There's one thing which I definitely don't want to forget up here. This civil transport, I believe it's arrived here and it should have Sakra on it if I'm not mistaken. So let's unload that. Okay. And yeah, I actually need food here, which I had kind of forgotten. So, or completely forgotten. Right. So I'm currently -1 food. I might actually have to buy a... Well, to be honest, this is normal gravity. I wouldn't mind actually losing that Psilon population. So what I could do is actually make a civil transport with the Psilon. You can see there's two options here. Yeah, so I'll just have Sakra on here in the future with the normal gravity, I think. So let's put that in the list. That's going to be 288. I'll buy that and relocate to somewhere else. Okay, so there's a bit more money than I really wanted to spend, but that should work out, hopefully. Right, and yeah, last bits of movement. Something I didn't want to see this turn is this Sakra fleet come back down from there and fleet up a bit, so they could group up all their ships over here, which I definitely don't want. I've also had a sight of perhaps the Nolem's main fleet here, which looks pretty strong. Not in terms of attack power, but the class of ships. They've got battleships and tons of cruisers there, so yeah, that's potentially a worrying sight down the road, but we are allied, of course. So I'm going to bring in a whole lot of those ships here. I don't see a reason not to. I think there was a partial structure built there at some point. I bombed it to allow me to make the jump gate. But I didn't actually show it in the video. I got edited out. Right, what else have I done? Got to do troop transport. Let's bring that over there. And oh, the battleship was finished down here, so let's move that over to there. There's a human colony ship here, which I don't really like the sight of. They could want to colonize that, or down there actually. In between videos, I actually updated my flag list as well, so there's some planets down here that I've added in a variety of other locations. I think that's all of the movement for the turn now. I'm not forgetting anything, hopefully. So, let's end the turn. Right, what are the Sakra going to do? Are they going to move all the ships over to attack that, or are they going to try and defend the planet? I expect them to all group up on one of these planets. No, they didn't. Which is probably really good for me. I can attack there, then maybe attack there, and take on these smaller clumps of ships. Oh, they're all colonies. Okay. They got a half decent fleet there. Yeah, I should probably try and wipe out that first if the Nolems aren't going to actually do it. I've lost the population on Sla. Couldn't get enough food in enough time. One of them was a striker anyway, so it doesn't massively matter. And let's do the automated movement for the turn. Right, and I'm going to take a minute out to update that rather long list. It turns out that the Nolem's lead on the Conquest victory score wasn't to last too long. I've actually made a couple of battleships recently, so that's probably why I'm back on top. They are actually ahead on tech now. They've overtaken the Sakra. If we dive into the Empire screen this time, we can have a look at what I'm making, taking a tiny bit of time out to make that spaceport there rather than more ships, but it won't take me too long to return to doing that. Terraforming for the first time, this is actually really cheap as well, so I think it can take 6 turns on that pretty crappy world, and yeah, apart from that, that's how things look. I've actually realised something this turn for the first time as well. On these civil transports, you can actually see the icon of the race it belongs to barely by there. You can see a little bit of green for it being Sacra. So let's unload that on Audax. We have food issues there as well, so I'm going to have to buy a Psilon transport, I think. I'll have Sacra on here in the long term, perhaps. Or I may want some Psilon to do some research on here at some point, but not yet. So let's buy that. Okay. And I can't remember if I made this here this turn or not. If I did make that here though, it should have a Sacra icon, because it's only Sacra there, like that. So let's try and load this. I got a feeling though that it is actually Sacra. Yeah, it is. So that's really weird. That, unless I'm mistaken, that didn't have an icon on it. So it shows up sometimes and it doesn't other times. Right. So there's a tiny bit of movement left. Right, I got a ton of transports built this turn on here. Let's pay the Illyrians a visit though, shall we, with this battleship. Let's come down here and attack that space factory. This shouldn't be a war declaration. It's also resolve. Oh, it is. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Might have to think about that for a minute then. I got a strong feeling I am going to be doing so then. I'll come back to those troop transports shortly. Oh, actually, that looks like all of the movement for the turn. So I moved various transports round. There's that fleet which has gone up there. The space factory's making that. Let's do my main fleet over here then. This turn. Ooh, that's a bit of an issue. That troop transport. I'm gonna have to split up my fleet here. I think I will though, so I might lose a transport here, but probably be worthwhile to take out these ships up here. So I'm going to take out these first, probably then take out that, then return to take out that and all of their planets. Okay, so let's attack. I better take command, I guess. Okay, so I've basically skirted these nebulas and got into position on this outpost. I think I got my destroyers to attack their colony ships. I've also used my drones once already to heal up some of the hit points on these ships. I think it works a tiny bit. It's definitely useful having. So hopefully I can use it again in a second. Right. Hasn't done any damage on me yet, and I haven't seen any moves either. He's actually targeting these colony ships not very well. Okay. I think I actually retreated as well. Oh well. Right. Get them next turn. Okay, so that fleet's all moved. Let's bring up these transports I'm able to. And that transport's probably going to get wrecked by something. Right. Okay, and the only thing I've got left now is those troop transports and that battleship. So I have been considering trying to get someone else to attack the Illyrians as well. The Mercians would do it. It would take a few techs. I don't particularly want to give them. I think the humans
welcome.
might do it as well. Let's have a look.
Speak your mind, friend.
It's not that I need help, but
How about it, friend?
wouldn't be an awful idea. Actually, that's very bloody expensive.
Farewell, friend.
If I were to get... Well, let's have a word of the Illyrians.
Oh, what is it?
Let's click war. Illyrian.
A tight-fitting number.
I think I might
but
get
we
the
can make it work.
Merchant to attack the Illyrians just before I attack the Merchant, actually.
I'll be seeing
In
you
terms of
real
attacking
soon.
the Merchant, what I could do is basically finish up the Sacra and use one of the jump gates I'm making to quickly get back to the Yarn system and then attack either up there, or both, depending on how many fleets I've got. So I am going to declare war on the Illyrian. This is a bit risky getting involved in two wars, of course, at the same time, but we don't have a trade agreement with them, so it shouldn't be a big issue. Okay, attack colony, drop bombs.
If this is the kind of fight you want, then I will give it to you.
Okay. And if we have a look at the Illyrians in more detail, let's remind ourselves of what do they do. So simulations immediate, they have mind control, but they require battleship or larger. So I think that's basically they don't need transports. They're omniscient, so they can see all stars, planets, and opponents' colonies and ships from the beginning and throughout. They have beam attack bonus and beam defense, so actually using missiles against these would be better idea than beams. I'm mainly using beams at the moment, but they're so weak it shouldn't really matter. They got a bit of a well, I say a bit of a fleet there, not really. Not much here at all. So let's bring those... Right, do I want all of those 5 transports over here? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 colonies. Let's assume... Well, for now I might as well just bring them there because it's a jump gate. Something which may interest you as well. If I were to upgrade this destroyer, that costs 633 credits to update it to the latest design. If I were to actually buy a destroyer, it would actually cost me less than it would to upgrade, which is interesting. I'm not sure that's meant to be the case or working as intended, but yeah, that's how it happens to be. So I think I've done all of the movement for the turn, so let's end the turn. I should probably save up a bit of money to buy gravity generators in various places at the moment, or just save up a bit for future trade deals that run out. And yeah, I'm sure there's something I need money for. Even more battleships down here might be needed. Okay, well there's no battle this turn. The Sacra didn't attack me. For some reason the Sacra aren't coming down here. They just decided to defend, which is probably the worst thing they could do. They should be trying to, well, yeah, they should be trying to take farmers at the very least, really. Okay, let's do the automated movement this turn. And I'm going to take a minute out to update the build list. Okay, here is my build list for the turn. I don't think I'm going to buy anything, but I might change my mind in a minute. We'll see. I've got bits of movement left to do though. So I've got a battleship there, which I'm not sure what I'm bringing yet. It's probably down in... well, actually, I'm probably going to wait for that to finish and then bring it over to there, actually. Let's move my main fleet first of all, then, is it? So I'm going to take out that fleet, I think, first. So I'm going to leave the troop transports behind for the time being. I'll probably have to move them up. That troop transport will probably go back, and then I'll bring it back into the system in a minute. So yeah, these can come up to here. Okay, just before I do that battle, I think I'll move the battleship down here though. So doesn't really matter which order I do this in, arguably, but yeah, let's come over here. Let's attack the Illyrians. So what do they have? They have a frigate, 2 destroyers, 3 troop transports. I'll take command here. not sure if I'd have picked up any damage, but I'm not going to take any risk with the auto feature. So what do these guys have? Oh, they actually have a automated repair themselves. Let's attack that. That does as well. So that's the wonder they don't have much weapons on these. They have graviton cannons. Okay. Right, these are best at close range, so let's get them close. So, yeah, incredibly easy. Don't think much of the ship designs there at all. So, I could attack this colony. It has one population. It's actually a Darlock population. And 2 structures on it. I'm going to have to think about that. I have transports that I can move up. I'm not sure if I'm going to move all 5 up or not. Right, let's do the combat up here then. Okay, so let's... Oh, I could upgrade supposedly. Should I is a question. So that's neutronium armor. When do I get... In 3 turns time I get a upgrade, so I don't think I spent a lot of money. I actually changed... Well, removed the sniper roll and destroyer, so I will upgrade that one, and the others I'll not upgrade. Because the phase is coming in, I may want to use those on them instead. Okay, so let's attack. And make sure I don't accidentally press anything else. Let's attack the Sacra. Okay, and I'll take command. Okay, right, so looks like they split their fleet up into 3 different parts. They got a couple of frigates over here, got a battleship at the front. Hopefully they come into that nebula though and their shields go down. Yeah, that's exactly what's happened. Right, not all my ships are in range, which isn't great. Let's bring bombers over there a bit. Let's bring that up. Okay, let's attack there. Attack there. Where's my skirmisher too? It's coming over here. Do it with up there at the moment. Okay, right, they're taken out. Let's try and keep out of that nebula. Right, there's a shitload of pulsons coming in. Let's pull that back towards those, get some help. Let's halt that before it goes in the nebula. Okay. There's a couple of ships down there doing absolutely nothing. Right, let's attack those. In fact, let's get over there. I can attack there. Let's hold just in case. Everything's nearly taken out now. And there's a couple of colony ships left, which should probably retreat. Okay, don't think I took any damage. Brilliant. And the colony ships I can take out next turn. Right, so we're allied with the Nolums. That shouldn't cause an issue, me moving there. At least I hope it doesn't. Right, I have 2 transports there. Let's bring those up. That transport can move back over to there temporarily. All of those can move to there. Okay, anything left? just as 5 transports and that battleship. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it there until that's done. And these transports. Right, what I'm actually gonna do is have a word with the Mercians, because I think I'm gonna drag them into this war against
Oh, what is it?
the Illyrians. Okay, I've figured out a deal with the Mercian and I'm willing to do, so I'm going to have them declare war on the Illyrian. The benefit of this will mean that the Mercians and the Illyrians will both lose ships, and to be honest I don't really care if either take planets off each other, because I'm going to be going to war with both of them in a not too distant future. I'm going to give a couple of techs which, well, that's potentially worthwhile having for them if they can build enough ships, but the fusion bomb shouldn't matter at all. I get a decent amount of money. I would have taken more cash if they'd had it rather than annual tribute, because within 20 turns I probably will be at war, but well, at least I get something out of them. So yeah, that's the deal I'm going to do, so let's propose.
A most pleasant arrangement.
I am tempted to get the humans to declare war on the Illyrians as well, but I won't do yet because I can't do an annual tribute with them anyway.
I'll be seeing you real soon.
At the moment. I have to wait until the trade deal runs out with the humans. That's when I did a annual tribute with them last. So I've got a decent amount of money, but I think I'm still gonna save
This is
up.
GNN, Galactic News Network.
It is a dog-eat-dog galaxy out there as the military might of the Mercian Pride battle against the Illyrian Dominion for control of the galaxy.
Okay, that's letting us know something I already knew. I am well, normally I'd be tempted to spy on the Mercian at this point, but I know all of their colonies already. They don't have anything anywhere else, so it's not so necessary with them. But yeah, humans I'll be spying on later, definitely, for example, and everyone else for that matter. Right, so I've got a tiny bit of movement left. I am going to take that colony, I think, with some transports coming up. I think 4 transports is all I need over here actually, so I'm going to take 4 and bring it along there. Hopefully they don't go getting a combat ship to attack them somehow. I will take the Darlock. In effect the Darlock's not going to have any bonuses, but it will be good for normal gravity, which that world happens to be. In fact all of these 4 are normal gravity, I've checked. So that troop transport, I think I'll... well, you know what? I probably want to bring it there anyway, don't I? So, well, I'll have it hand back till that's done. Right, I've done everything I need to do for this turn, I think. So let's end the turn. That destroyer can stay there, well, forever, pretty much, probably, arguably, just protecting it. There's no real point in upgrading it unless I desperately need to have some combat strength on the go. Okay, leaders level up, so we get extra money with this guy. Recently as well, that completed with a factory and also that one, so I should get up to a decent score on here. It's going up slowly, should be anyway. Yeah, 10% there, 20% there. A trade treaty with a Mercian just finished too. That's a bit bad timing. I wish I'd known that that was about to end, but the game doesn't let you know, does it? So if you don't write it down or remember, you're not going to know. So yeah, I don't think they've got any money for me to do a trade treaty now, but considering we're about to go to war, it probably doesn't matter anyway. Right, so let's do the automated movement this turn. Okay, and I'm going to take a minute out to update my build list. After I've done some combat, I think I'll move some stuff around first. So let's bring this down to here. Looks like I might be building some frigates. Getting desperate. Okay, so what is that? It's just a couple of colony ships. Let's attack those. Right, so I won't bring those through yet then. Probably going to attack that next turn with that fleet. What's going on down here then? There's a couple of troop transports. Let's bring the battleship to there, I guess. I might as well take out these just in case. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I better move my transports, because it will use up all the movement otherwise. Let's move a transport onto there then. Right. Let's attack. No marines deploy. I don't know well, they haven't got marines, so it doesn't matter what the ground combat rating is. But I might need to figure it out in a bit. Let's move that one to there. Doesn't look like they have any defense there. Okay, so let's take that. Illyrian population is normal gravity. I don't think they have any population bonuses like the Mekla or the Klakon or the Psilon do. So, yeah. Other than being normal gravity, they're not going to be too useful. So, 2 new planets, excellent. And now I think I should attack these troop transports, otherwise I would risk losing those 2 newly taken planets. Right, so that's a good start to this war against the Illyrians, which should be a very easy war. I'm now going to take a minute out to update the build list. Okay, here is the build list this turn. I think I may actually buy some things this turn as well. I'm going to buy those gravity generators down here on Yarn and Dramasis system. Still got a fair amount of cash left as well, so let's stick that there. And the other one, what's that? Yeah, stick that there as well. Okay, so I've done all the little bits of movement, moving factories and sticking civil transports into certain worlds like that one. Something which I've noticed just now as well, pretty much this turn, is this fleet has moved off Hamas 2. It looks like it's coming back towards the Slar system, so could be a situation coming up here with the Sacra. Wouldn't mind getting a bomber in here to blow that colony up as well, potentially. Right, so down in here I've got 3 transports and a battleship that's going to come up there, but yeah, I'm basically done for the turn. It's the next turn.